Hi everyone! The other day I was organizing my studio space and found quite a few art supplies I have rarely used, or not at all. So today's video is not so much a tutorial, but rather an experiment. This watercolor set from Kuretake has some very pretty colors, but I realized that this medium does not bring me as much joy as acrylics or gouache. But I'm determined to use these today, along with these round brushes. I also have a bunch of Tombow water-based markers, which I bought when I was into bullet journaling. However, I've lost interest, so these have been laying around unused for quite a while. Next up, I have a stencil, still in its original packaging. And then I have a stack of gold leaf sheets, which I also haven't used. I bought these together with some fluids to glue the gold leaf as well as seal it. And finally, I have this jar of India ink. I'm just testing some of these colors before adding them to the page. I haven't got anything particular in mind, maybe something abstract. I just work intuitively. While this paint is still wet, I use a wooden skewer to pull out some lines. Next, I'm adding a light blue color. Before that dries, I'm going to drop in some violet. For a bit of contrast, I'm adding a bright red blob over here, and finally a turquoise blue oval at the top. After this has dried, I write some Asemic text with the India ink and a dip pen. Asemic writing resembles actual words, but it's more a design element and not supposed to be legible. I've selected one of the Tombow markers, which has two tips. I'm using the fine liner to make tiny marks. Right, let's move on to the gold leaf. I have no idea how this will turn out as I've not tried it before. I'm using the gluing fluid and add some of it in this blue area down here. Now comes the tricky bit. I very gently lift the gold leaf with a soft brush and place it on top of the wet area and gently press down. While this is drying, I'm going to trace the stencil onto a separate piece of drawing paper using a black fine liner. Before cutting it out, I add a few lines and some shading to make it look more organic. So I've waited about an hour and I'm pretty confident the gold leaf is stuck to the page. Using this soft flat brush, I swipe away the excess, which I collect in a plastic bag. Actually, it's best to put on a face mask when doing this, as the very fine gold dust shouldn't get into your airways. So I don't like the result. This part looks messed up now, but I still have to seal it. To finish, I adhere my stencil flower, and that completes the challenge. In closing, I want to mention that of all the supplies mentioned, the gold leaf and the fluids were an absolute purchasing fail, but that's what experimentation is for. I believe it's always a good idea to try things out to learn and grow as an artist. Thank you for watching my little experiment. I will be back with my usual tutorial next time. Hope to see you then. Bye!